What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Zone. We have a special guest here, Mr. James Brady from IT. James, thanks for coming, brother.
No problem.
We appreciate it, man. Yeah, we definitely have been waiting for this sit down because I know a lot of our guys and girls tend to hit us up all times of the hour. So hopefully this will help clarify some of the things that they struggle with.
For sure.
So before we get there, man, you've been with us a little while. How long have you been with us for?
I've been with the company since we were AKE. So once we made the transition to Lumio, I've still been on the IT help desk now. So it's just pretty much a name change.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been with it for about, I think, 8 months, 9 months.
Yeah. I remember when you first started, man. You had a little bit of beard, I think, right?
Yeah, I usually kind of like alternate back and forth. Now I've got the mustache. So.
There you go. It's coming back. So where are you from originally? Tell us about yourself.
I'm originally from like near the Fort Lauderdale area. It's Pompano Beach, Florida.
Okay.
So just a little bit down south of Florida. And I moved to Orlando for school. I liked it here, so then I pursued a job here until I got here.
It's a great area. I'm from the Northeast. It's boring.
Yeah, I've been up there. Not my favorite either.
And where'd you go to school? Where did you go to school, and what did you go to school for?
Originally, I was at Florida Atlantic University.
Okay.
Down in, I think it's in Boca Raton.
My sister went there. Go Owls.
Yeah, they do like hoot.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah,
I know it.
And then I went there for 2 years, and then I transferred to UCF.
Okay.
And so then I finished up at UCF, and I got my degree in IT.
IT, hey,
Yep.
see, he's in the right spot, guys. Girls, right spot. So cool, man. So again, I know we can get kind of busy with innovative things that are changing all the time, and it's been a lot of pressure on your team to make sure that you handle all the necessary adjustments. But to kind of bring it a little easier for us and for you and your team, talk about some of the things that are coming, and then we'll talk about some of the things that we should do.
Gotcha. So right now, the way it works with our IT help desk at least is we're working through Slack, but in the future we're going to be working through Jira, which is a email-based. Like you would, instead of typing out a Slack ticket, you would instead email and then we'd be able to take care of it from there, and it's based on a user basis, so it's still just as like interactive, but you would instead interact on an email platform instead of on Slack.
A little easier too, right?
Yep. And we've also switching from Slack to Zoom chat for just general communication, so if you ever need to reach out or just even like direct, usually we are against the direct thing, so if you guys can, if it's not a super escalated issue, we would recommend just sending it through email, but it will be through Zoom instead.
You know what, it's funny you say that because us sales guys and girls, we need it now, so we need a phone number. So that's why I'm liking the fact that we do have it now. It's just going to be a different platform with a little more organization, and so Zoom is going to really help drive that narrative for you to get your answers a lot faster, as opposed to the Slack and tagging 100 people like I do.
Yeah,
I'm
at
always
the
tagging
moment,
James
definitely just submit a Slack ticket. That's the best way to reach us. We get a notification every time. So
yeah. So for now, we're going to continue with Slack, and then obviously coming is going to be Zoom chat and everything going forward. So that's going to be really cool. And that's attached to your Lumio email, correct? Not your AK.
Yeah. In the future, this is another thing we need to touch on, but we will be discontinuing the AK emails eventually. So if you guys are using your AK email to log in for anything, I would recommend reaching out so we can get you set up on a Lumio email. It won't really cause any like day-to-day issues. We'll just have to switch you over, because once we discontinue those, and if you haven't fully switched over to your Lumio email, you will run into some issues.
Yep. I've actually seen that recently because I take on some of the Zoom chats and they don't let me in if I have my AK email.
Yeah,
so
exactly. You're going to start getting blocked out.
Yeah, start using the Lumio email, guys and girls, going forward. It's going to help you with that transition. And then obviously like a couple of things that you've seen that we've made mistakes on or we've had delays on as far as like our side and the sales side, and what we can do to make it a little easier for you. What are the things that you common I guess you say common questions or common problems that we brought to you guys?
At the moment, onboarding is a big one. I would say like for onboarding, there's 2 forms you have to fill out right now. There are the ones that HR sends you from Lumio, and then we also have a job form. And the difference between the 2 of them is the job form will, once the job form is completed, it will begin activating the automations to provision their accounts for our software, such as like Sales Rabbit, Enterflow, stuff like that.
Okay.
And that job form is pretty precise, but it does fail at times, and sometimes their accounts are not created. So in the case that a user is logged into Okta, which is once they complete their HR forms, I'll double back and do that one. But like once they complete their HR forms, with Lumio, they will then be provisioned a Workday account.
Okay.
And we, as IT, cannot do anything with this rep until they have a Workday account.
Yeah.
So we are barred by HR completing that first. And once they're done with the Workday account, they will then get an Okta account. And then once they're in Okta, they can log into their email. And then from their email, they'll be able to see from all the different softwares we have.
I've noticed this quite a bit, and I can talk to you about this. We have struggled with getting guys and girls through to Okta and make sure they got through Workday, and make sure they fill out everything properly.
Mm-hmm.
So, you say you're a double back on this. So give us like the perfect way to, going forward to make sure you onboard, and where are you seeing the mistakes made?
Definitely. Mainly, I see a lot of people, they will do the HR forms, but they won't do the job form.
Okay.
And then so that they won't have their sales driver account provision, they won't have their airflow account provision, they won't have their solo account provision.
Okay.
All of those, because those are all done through automation once that form is completed. So we see a lot of people who are logged into Okta and they're in basically, but they open their Gmail and they don't see any notifications from anything.
Okay.
And that can either be because they didn't do the job form or it be because the automation failed. But either way, I would say the best form is just make sure you did the job form.
Yeah.
And the job form, the best way to get to the job form is usually through the manager.
Okay.
The manager should be able to provide it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And if after that, if they did the job form and they're still not there, then I'd recommend reaching out to IT.
Okay, that was my next question. So if they do struggle or whatever, they went to their manager, because that has happened where we're not sure, we think we sent it in, but 99 times out of 100, it's actually on our fault. We didn't do it right. We'll just take full ownership of that, because I know it happens. But more importantly, if we can, when we have these issues, our best route right now would be Slack to go forward, and then eventually it will be Zoom, the Zoom chat.
Yeah, it will be Zoom chat.
Okay, guys.
And also the tech support Lumio, what's it called? Email address.
Perfect. So one of the common problems that we've noticed and we've been talking about is, how to properly get you guys to understand exactly what we're asking you about. So when we have issues, we kind of say, hey, we have a problem here, and you guys think, we think you know it, and we don't. But what's the best way to actually submit things going forward when we have issues?
I would say you have to, if you were to identify where the issue is, especially when it comes to a rep, I would say provide their first and last name for sure. Okay. Because if you just provide the first name, like if you say it's like Keith, we have like 40 Keiths in the company. So when I look them up, I can't exactly find out which Keith needs the assistance. So I'd say like Keith, like in terms of like first and then last name, and as well as if they have a Lumio email address, I would provide that as well. Okay. Because although a first name is great, a Lumio email address is an individual signifier, so that every single person has one that's different. So if I get the Lumio email address, or we at the IT team get it, it's a lot easier to find the person that they're talking about. Yeah. As well as when having issues with deals, providing the first and last name of the customer is good, but even better would be providing the address, because that would be a unique signifier, as that's exactly where it would be. So in terms of like names are good and they can help, but sometimes when it comes to like emails and then also like addresses, something that is unique to the person. Yeah, so that we can make it a lot easier to find the right one, because there's a lot of overlap.
A lot of Taylors. Yeah,
so.
Ton of Taylors. I'm like, Taylor who? Taylor A, B, C, D, E. I go through the alphabet. But hey, that's a great tip for us, and going forward, hopefully we will make those adjustments and make your life a little bit easier.
Yeah, all good.
Well, James, I appreciate your time, man. I think this is really important for us to hear from you and put a face to everything that you've been doing. And he has a pretty good sized team. I mean, what do you guys have, like 5 or 6 guys in your team right now?
In Orlando, we currently have 2.
Two, and then
total we have about 8 or 9.
Okay. Yep. See, growing. Last year I think we had 1.
Yeah.
So, well, James, thanks for coming on the show, man. We appreciate it.
Anytime.
And guys, james.brady@lumio.com.
Yep, that's me.
All right. Take care.